286. He has the most runs scored of any Tiger and the most walks. And that's an interesting combination for such a young and inexperienced player at this level. 2-2 pitch, lined into right. It's a base hit to start the series. He takes a hard turnaround first and will hold as Mesa, who probably has the best arm of any Rays outfielder, gets it in quickly.
Let's hit the defense. You mentioned Victor Mesa Jr. is in right. The center fielder, Cedric Mullins. The left fielder, Chandler Simpson. Third to first on the infield, it's Junior Caminero, Taylor Walls, Richie Palacios, and Jonathan Aranda, and Hunter Fiducia behind the plate working in concert with right-hander Griffin Jacks.
Here now, Dylan Dingler, a catcher that hits towards the top of the Tiger order. The Tigers are trying to figure out how to score runs. And here's a line drive hard into left field for a base hit. Up to second goes McGonigal. The Tigers, in being swept in Chicago over the weekend, only scored 5 runs the whole weekend. They lost a 1-0 lead in the 7th inning yesterday and ended up getting swept against the White Sox. They hit only 204 in the month of May, and they're hitting 1,000 in the month of June. So 2 on and nobody out, and here is Kerry Carpenter, just off the injured list. A vital member to their offense who's been injured for a little while. The first pitch to him is taken for a strike. On the inside, it's 0-1. He's only played 38 games this year. And the Tigers are hoping to get some of their injured guys back. Gleyber Torres, another very important member of them, could be back as early as tomorrow for Game 2 of this series. Jacks at the belt, first base side of the rubber. With a look to second, Harry pitches. Swing and a foul caught at the plate by Fiducia, and it's now 0-2. So quickly 0-2 to Carpenter, who is a power hitter for sure. In fact, really the next 3 hitters are all guys that can put it over the wall. Carpenter, Green, and Torkelson. Jacks pitches way inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The thing for Jacks also, when he got hit by the line drive off the bat of Leody Taveras of the Orioles, it was in the 2nd inning, and in the 1st inning he looked like he had some of his best stuff of the year. Might have been a really good start for him, but the line drive knocked it out. This ball bounces in. It's blocked by Fiducia. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So he ends up going just the 2 innings. And to put a positive spin on it, Kevin Cash said Jacks is one of those guys that we're going to have to limit the innings anyway. So, well, Jack said he felt his back swelling up and hurting more and more as the inning went along. He did get through the 2nd, and then not after that. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. A hard changeup, and that sounds like an oxymoron, but a hard changeup at 92, dropped down and away from Carpenter. It's almost like a splitter, even though it is truly a changeup.
And I think that's his best pitch in terms of trying to get swing and miss against lefties. We saw that a couple starts ago here when I thought he had his best start of the season against Baltimore.
Here is Riley Green, left-hand batter and a Florida native, bounces 1 wide, a first foul. Down the right field line, 0-1. A dangerous hitter, but not hitting for the power yet. He does have a team-leading 15 doubles, and he's hitting .301, but he was an MVP candidate a year ago, and the Tigers really need him to get even better. He struck out more than any other Tiger. No balls and a strike. Runners lead at first and second, 1 out. And the pitch to Green, high and away. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. But it's really been a case of what could go wrong has gone wrong for the Tigers. Tarek Skubal did throw a simulated game today here at Tropicana Field. And the pitch is outside the green. It's 2-1. But he is arguably the best pitcher in the game today with the back-to-back Cy Youngs. They need him back. An innovative elbow procedure to get the loose bodies taken care of, and may not be that much longer compared to other guys that have gone through that in years past. There's a swing and a foul back, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Riley Green. But of course, Verlander's been hurt, and there's been just a number of Tigers that were key players for them. Javi Baez out for a while. Kenley Jansen has a pelvic inflammation. He's out for a while. Parker Meadows, Casey Mize. They got a great team on the injured list. The pitch is lined inside first down the right field line. Aranda couldn't get it and rattles around in the corner. Here comes McGonigal to score. Dingler is being waved. The throw to the plate by Palacios is not in time. Ahead of Fiducia's tag, it's a 2-run double for Riley Green, and the Tigers jump on Jacks 2-0.
Well, that time he went with the changeup, but it stayed in the strike zone. Instead of having that kind of bottom out, it kind of hung up, and Green hooked it into the right field corner.
Riley Green's team leading 16th double and 3 hits already and 2 runs. A couple of batters into the game. It's 2-0 Detroit. And up comes Spencer Torkelson. So the Tigers score first like they did yesterday. And the first pitch is taken up and in, ball 1. Some of the other Tigers that are injured, Trey Sweeney. We mentioned Gleyber Torres, Verlander, Reese Olson. Again, they've got a really good team on the injured list right now. Torkelson takes high and away, and Jack's a little wobbly to start the night. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Torkelson with 8 home runs, but only hitting .214 for the year. Jack's first base out of the rubber pitches, swung on and missed, an uppercut at a 96-mile-an-hour fastball down. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. It's good to see a swing and a miss from Jax, who has strikeout-type stuff, whether it be his changeup or the hard stuff. He's got a complement of sliders as well. There's a swing and a foul tip caught by Fiducia, strike 2, and it's 2-2. No let-up of the swing here from Torkelson. He is trying to launch. Two and two. Green can run. He's off second base. And again, Jack's ready and throws. Swing and a miss. He struck him out 3 in a row after falling behind 2-0. He gets Torkelson in the sweeper. That's one of his complement of sliders, and there's 2 men retired.
Hopefully that settles Griffin down. You know, one thing we were talking with Dan Dickerson before the game, he said the Tigers have had a habit of scoring early, and then they can't score after that. So hopefully they got their 2 out of the way.
Well, we'll see. Runner at second, 2 out. Here's Colt Keith, left-hand batter, playing third base. And first pitch swung on and missed, and it is 0-1. That's 4 straight pitches that have been swung on and missed by the Tigers. Keith is hitting a solid .280, but without a home run. And only 7 runs batted in. 8 doubles and a triple. And the pitch, swing and a miss. 5 straight swings and misses. That was more of a true curveball from Jax, and it's 0-2 to Colt Keith. No balls, 2 strikes. Joey Cora coaches third base for the Tigers. Anthony Sanders coaches first. And Jack's throwing 0-2. Bounced it in. Good block by Fiducia. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. I think the swing and miss, it's been one of the mysteries of Jack's, is why he hasn't gotten more swing and miss this year. When you look at his career numbers, a lot of strikeout per inning for his career. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's Jack's throwing. Missed badly with a fastball high. Fiducia had to reach up and get it. And it's 2-2, and it's turned into a 25-pitch first inning already for Griffin Jax. Two balls, 2 strikes. And again, Jax throws. He is low, and it's full. From 0-2 to a full count to the left-handed batting Colt Keith. 2 runs in for Detroit. Green at second, 2 out. Jax now straightens up, looks back to Green at second. It pitches. That strike 3 call. Side retired. He strikes out 3 in the inning, but also gives up 3 hits and 2 runs. We'll go to the last of the first with Ty Madden heading to the Detroit mound. Detroit 2, Rays on the way after this on the Rays Radio.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume really matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
You don't have to be going for the largest personal injury verdict in state history to call us, or the largest product liability verdict in state history. But just in case it gets that big, we're the ones most qualified to handle it. Since 1930, our firm has handled and won the largest personal injury cases in Wisconsin history. And we want to handle your car accident case too. Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service. Visit habish.com for more information.
Our pitch and preview from Canes Furniture, quality selection value. That's the confidence of Canes. Some work for the Rays to do against righty Ty Madden, who just came off the injured list, and this is only his second big league start.
Yeah, first of the year, they were using him in quote-unquote bulk relief. And got hit by a line drive by the Blue Jays. Hendrik Pinango, May 15th. This is his first time since to a big league mound. And his first pitch is a called strike to Yandy Diaz over the inside, and it's 0-1. The University of Texas at Austin, a 32nd overall pick by the Tigers in 2021. Here he comes. Line drive left field. It's a base hit for Yandy Diaz, scooting on the turf and going all the way to the wall. Carpenter has to play the carom. Yandy's on his way to second base, and he is there with a leadoff double.
That is the first hit. Every hit's a win with Suncoast. For each Rays hit, Suncoast donates $79 in honor of their 79 Florida branches, with up to $10,000 going towards 2 local nonprofits each month.
Another extra base hit for Yandy Diaz. It's his 10th double to go along with 11 home runs. And the tying run comes to the plate right away. Here's Jonathan Aranda. The Rays had a home run in 3 straight first innings, including Aranda yesterday. And he's got 11 home runs. First pitch to him, popped him up down the left field line. Should go out of play, with Keith giving it a look and Carpenter chasing after, but it is out of play. And the count is 0-1. It's been some bad fortune for Ty Madden over the years. Even though he made his big league debut in 24, he missed all of last year with a right shoulder strain. AAA Toledo this year, a couple of appearances, and then back to the big leagues, where he then took the line drive by Pinango and knocked him out for a couple of weeks. No balls, 1 strike to Aranda. Swings and misses, got the heat by him, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. So his first true start today. And, the Tigers who didn't think they would have need for him in the rotation, but the injuries decimating the Tigers on the mound, and really at the positional level as well. Aranda swings and foul tips it straight down. It's 0-2. Brady Williams coaching third base. Corey Dickerson at first. I mean, the Tigers are off to such a bad first 2 months. Could not have foreseen it. And the number that you always hear tossed around, what will it take to make postseason? Well, in a year where the American League is down, maybe it's a little less than in other years. The 0-2 to Aranda, check swing on appeal. No appeal needed, in fact. Strike 3. Home plate umpire Dan Bellino, the crew chief, took care of it himself. Aranda is retired and 1 out, 1 on.
Defensively for the Tigers, Dylan Dingler behind the plate, Cole Keith at third, Kevin McGonigal at short, Hao Yu Lee at second, Spencer Torkelson at first, and it's Kerry Carpenter, Wenzel Perez, and Zach McKinstry left to right in the outfield.
Now Richie Palacios, Diaz at second, one out, 2-0 Detroit in the first. Now the first pitch to Richie is lifted high in the air, but not deep, into right towards the corner, and a couple of steps from McKinstry is under it and catches it. Diaz going to tag and try for third, and the throw is not in time. Yandy feeling frisky there. I was a little split myself whether he would try it or not. Without, of course, wanting to make the last out over there, but he does get to third with 2 down, and we'll leave it for Junior Caminero. Well, the Tigers, if you, by today's standards, relatively low to the course of baseball history of making postseason. If the number is 85, if you got to get to 85 wins, the Tigers from this point on would have to go 63-39 just to get to the mid-80s. So it's not impossible, but boy, they got to play a lot better. And here's Junior Caminero. It takes breaking ball inside corner, strike 0-1. First slider we've seen from Ty Madden. No balls and a strike to Caminero. 0-1. Diaz leading from third. Now the pitch. Swing slow. Roller hits the mound. Goes towards the middle. On the shortstop side, it's second baseman Lee, and he throws across his body to first in time for the out. The Rays waste the leadoff double by Yandy Diaz. We're done with one. It is Detroit 2, Rays nothing on the Rays Radio Network.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume really matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
From first call to final invoice, ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that automates your entire workflow. Built for visionaries, ready to stop operating and start automating their success. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great.
Let's pause for station identification. You're listening to the Rays Baseball Network.
With Neil Solondz, I'm Andy Freed. Chris Miller's with us in the booth with Becca Carney and Tim Rapone and Austin Platt and Chris Adams-Wall and Jason Behringer in our network studios. Rays Radio on a Monday night, and the first pitch to Wenzel Perez has popped up back at the plate, fading at the finish and going out of play to the right of the Tigers' third base dugout. The count is 0-1. Tigers got 2 runs against Jacks in the first. Jacks, though, as the inning went along, seemed to start getting some swing and miss. We'll see if he can have a quiet second. Perez, Lee, and McKinstry due up against Griffin Jacks. And the pitch swung on and fouled straight back. 0-2. Perez on the year just 167, but 5 homers, 4 doubles, and 11 runs batted in. 0-2 the count. Close to the plate, knees slightly bent. Jack's pitches, swing and a miss. And boy, he was swinging at everything in that sequence. He fell behind 0-2, and it seemed like whatever Jack's threw there to the plate, he was going to be swinging, and that's one gone.
Duke Energy is proud to donate $1,000 for each Rays win to the Share the Light Fund, helping our neighbors in need. Learn more at duke-energy.com/Brighten Lives.
Here comes Hao Yu Lee, our first look at him. Native of Taiwan, And a right-hand batting second baseman of the first pitch swung on and missed, and it is 0-1. The Tigers, incredibly enough, a month ago, they were in pretty good shape. They were in first place, in fact, in the American League Central. Now a slider for a strike two, and it's 0-2. They began the month of May in a tie for first place, but in May they lost 11 and a half games in the standings. A free fall in the month of May. And the 0-2 hit over the mound. Jax pulls back to let it go to second baseman Palacios, who throws to first for the out. Did you notice that? Jax went to reach and then said, wait a minute, they want me to let these go, and waiting for it was Palacios for 2 quick outs.
Did the smart thing. Hey, sharpen up your reading skills through Reading with the Rays, presented by Suncoast Credit Union. Visit your local library, Suncoast Credit Union branch, or download your game card. RaceBaseball.com/reading.
2 out bases empty for Zach McKinstry. Batting left-handed. Jack's first pitch to him, up and in, ball 1. Credit to the Tigers, putting in a note in their game notes. A lot of times these are propaganda from around the league. But credit to the Tigers, they put in a note that I thought was a good comparison as a line drive base hit into center field for Zach McKinstry, an all-star. And he singles to center, and that's a 2 out base hit and back to the top of the order, McGonigal. The Tigers are only the second team in the last 30 years to begin a month in first place and end it double digits behind. The 2010 Oakland A's began June in first and ended 10 games out. Tigers even worse than that, 11 and a half out. Here it comes to McGonigal, left-hand batter who singled and scored in the first. He takes outside ball 1. And then you think of where the Tigers were a year ago. I mean, honestly, they have been a rather streaky team the last 3 years. Sometimes in their favor, sometimes their own worst enemy. McKinstry draws a throw. A year ago, the Tigers entered June with the very best record in baseball. This year, they enter it with the very worst record in baseball, tied with the perennially bottom-feeding Colorado Rockies. McKinstry runs. McGonigal takes a strike, throw to second base. He's out. Fiducia put it just to the right of the bag, and Walls with a quick tag. And already heading off the field, McKinstry, doubting the Tigers would challenge, and they will not challenge officially. A caught stealing going 2-6, and the Tigers are done through 1 1/2. They lead the Rays 2-0 on the Rays Radio Network.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume really matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
We all belong outside. We're drawn to nature, whether it's the recorded sounds of the ocean we doze off to, or the succulents that adorn our homes. Nature makes all of our lives, well, better. Despite all this, we often go about our busy lives removed from it. But the outdoors is closer than we realize. With All Trails, you can discover trails nearby and explore confidently. With offline maps and on-trail navigation, download the free app today and make the most of your summer with All Trails.
Dreamfinders Homes, your official home builder of the Rays, is offering great interest rate incentives on move-in homes throughout Tampa Bay. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
All right, bottom of the second inning with the Rays behind 2-0. And it'll be Chandler Simpson, Victor Mesa Jr., and Cedric Mullins against Todd Madden, who threw 9 pitches, all strikes in the first. Chandler shows bunt and takes strike 1. It is 0-1. Chris Miller and Neil doing some research between innings. We were talking about the A's of 2010, how they went from first to last, 10 games out in June of 2010. Simpson takes down and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. But as Chris pointed out, that was less of the A's tanking the way the Tigers have, a 4-win month, and more about a team, the Texas Rangers, who went 21-6 that month. Simpson lifts one in the air to shallow left field. Charging hard, Kerry Carpenter still coming on. Stumbles a bit and still makes the catch. Didn't make that look so easy, and that's 1 out. The A's that month went 10-17, which is not a good month, but it's not like the 4-21 Tigers of this year. Leadoff man retired. Here now, Victor Mesa. Well, we were talking about some of the Tigers' up and down seasons the last couple of years, especially late in years. Victor Mesa takes low and in, ball 1. Of course, last year, the Tigers had a 15.5 game lead late in the season and ended up being surpassed by Cleveland. It was the biggest comeback for a postseason berth in 125 years of modern Major League play. But then the weird part of it is they met right away in the postseason, and the Tigers beat them. Mesa pops one up to shallow right. First baseman Torkelson and second baseman Lee. Torkelson moving backwards makes the catch. 2 quick outs in the Rays' second. And we'll leave it for Cedric Mullins. Well, 2 years ago, the Tigers looked out of it and climbed up to make the postseason at the end of the 2024 year and made some hay in the postseason. Last year, they gave it all back, but then still made it to the division series round against Seattle. And Cedric Mullins takes high and away, ball 1, only to lose in a wonderfully entertaining series. What was it, the 15th inning of Game 5? They finally succumb to the Mariners. Mullins takes a ball low, and it's 2 balls, no strikes.
If the World Series were not so good, that would have been the game that we remembered from the playoffs.
Yeah, and the series.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good series the whole time, but especially that last game was exhaustingly wonderful, or wonderfully exhausting, one of the two. Here's the 2-0. Swing, line drive down the right field line, but he hooked it foul. 2-1 to count to Mullins.
He's done that a lot lately, hasn't he? Where it seems like he's hitting it hard, but he's just a tick out in front on the pitch that he has to hit.
Either a tick out in front or sometimes just a tick under it. And it's more of a pop fly than a deep drive. We know he's got power. Madden in the 2-1, swing and a miss. Had a splitter down, and it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cedric Mullins, hitting a $186 coming into June. Two and 2 to count. Madden with a herky-jerky delivery, kicks the leg, reaches back and fires, swing and a miss. He struck him out. And he has retired 6 in a row. We're done with 2. Tigers 2, Rays nothing on the Rays Radio Network.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume really matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
From first call to final invoice, Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that automates your entire workflow. Built for visionaries, ready to stop operating and start automating their success. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
Here's a club you want to get into, Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now. Instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. We go to the third. Tigers up 2-0 as they've been since Riley Green's double in the first.
Top of the order for Detroit's Kevin McGonigal, who was batting when Zach McKinstry was caught stealing to end the second. And the first pitch strike from Griffin Jacks. That is 0-1. Then Dingler and then Carpenter. Both these first two guys got hits in the first against Jacks, who delivers a little high. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. It's the first meeting of the year between these two teams. Tomorrow we have a night game Wednesday afternoon. We'll close it out for the Tigers' lone visit to St. Pete this year. And the pitch bounced on the ground, foul by first. And 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tomorrow, Stephen Matz returns after a rough outing in Baltimore. He'll be opposed by the 0-7 Jack Flaherty. With an ERA just under 6. Usually a quality veteran pitcher, but having a rough go of it. On 1-2 to McGonigal, takes low, 2-2. Wednesday afternoon, Nick Martinez against right-hander Troy Melton. And that's it for the homestand. But we won't be gone long. We're going to Miami for 3 and then back home for 3 against Boston for the first time at home and then out to the West Coast. McGonigal takes outside, full count 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jacks to the belt. Here he comes. Bounced up the first baseline, foul right by Anthony Sanders, first base coach. Full count 3-2. The Rays go to Detroit, of course, as they will for their annual visit there, but not till late August. Full count 3-2, which is after, of course, the trading deadline. And with Skubal's injury, everybody wonders what's going to happen. The pitch is swung on and fouled back. Still 3-2 after Skubal beat the Tigers in arbitration to get a record settlement. But then injured on May 4th. I mean, a lot of the questions swirling around the Tigers keeping it together. I would think the Tigers would keep it together as long as they can. This is their window to win. McGonigal takes down low. It's a ball 4. Boy, when a rookie is leading you in walks, it tells you how good that rookie is, and McGonigal has been on base twice.
The official mortgage partner of the Rays, Union Home Mortgage, is your partner from First Homes to Refinance. Get started with UHM today. Visit UHM.com to learn more.
When we saw the Tigers in spring training, and you see Skubal and Framber Valdez and Casey Mize and Jack Flaherty, thinking that's going to be a really good team. And they had a good spring training, too. Dylan Dingler lining one, just foul past third, off the hands. And no balls and a strike. And mostly a returning core group, mostly returning everybody positionally. Of course, you can't predict injuries, but how in the world could that same group we saw put together back in Lakeland be this bad? No balls and a strike. And the pitch swing and a miss with a changeup, a right-on-right changeup there, and it's 0-2. So quickly 0-2. It speaks to the fragility of any team. But I don't know anybody that was predicting the Tigers to finish anywhere but first in the AL Central this year. Now the 0-2 pitch popped them up off the hands and fouled to the right side. 0-2. We can belabor the point all we want. They've just gotten off to a nightmare start. But all things considered, and I know they'd have a lot of teams to jump over, they're 7 games out of the playoff spot, which on June 1st is more than doable. 0-2 the count. Here's Jack's pitching. Swinging a foul tip out of the fiducia. It might speak to the American League as a whole.
Well, 2 years ago when they made that great run after they traded Jack Flaherty, weren't they 10 games out of a playoff spot? Yeah. With 2 months to go. Now they got 4 months to go, and they're 7 games out.
Right. So they're especially in a division where you've got a Kansas City team that is really struggling, Minnesota having their issues. Now the 0-2 pitch. High fly ball, deep left center field. Mullins running out of room at the wall, and it's gone. A 2-run homer. Dylan Dingler with his team leading 12th of the year, and it's 4-0 Detroit.
Andy, you had asked at one point about sometimes the swing and miss for Griffin Jacks. This is an 0-2 pitch that just splits the plate absolutely in half, and credit Dingler, who took advantage of a mistake.
It was a sweeper down, and it swept through the air inside the dome. And the Tigers haven't had many 4-0 leads lately, and they've got one here early on, just 11 batters into the game. And that'll bring up Kerry Carpenter with the bases empty and the pitch. Swing and a miss at a ball above his helmet, and it's 0-1. Griffin Jacks has been very good as a starter, but off to a rough start tonight. He has been particularly good here at Tropicana Field. A 2.13 ERA at home, and that'll go up. No balls, 1 strike to Carpenter. Fanned his first time up. And there's another one deep in the air, right center field. Back to the wall goes Mesa, and that one is gone. A solo homer for Kerry Carpenter on the first day back on the job. It's 5-0 Detroit. So 7 homers now for Kerry Carpenter. Make it 7 home runs for Kerry Carpenter. And it's 5-0 Detroit. And Kyle Snyder's going to go to the mound. Up and in with a heater and just turned on it.
I thought she said they couldn't hit.
Well, think of this. They scored 5 runs over the weekend against Chicago. And they have scored 5 runs in the first dozen batters today. So it's a big night for Detroit early on. Still very, very early, but it seems like Jackson and the Rays have been in the field for the whole game, too. So a bad beginning, not insurmountable, but it's definitely a hole out of which to dig against a team who has been figuring out ways to lose games, but being said, this is a big one early. Now here's Riley Green, who doubled in the first 2 Tiger runs, and he takes outside ball 1. Green, team leading 16th double of the year, and now 27 runs batted in, which is second on the team. There's a swing and another one deep in the air, straightaway center. Mullins looking up, and the Tigers have hit 3 consecutive homers. Back to back to back, and it's 6-0 Detroit. That is the 5th homer of the year. And I can't tell you the last time the Rays gave up back-to-back-to-back homers. I'm trying to remember if I remember in the Delaware years they did it once in New York against the Yanks in some of their big power years. But not a one comes to mind. 6-0 Detroit. And now a first pitch strike to Spencer Torkelson. And it's 0-1. Still nobody out here in the 3rd inning. 4 big runs home. And a long foul deep down the left field line. And I mean way back, almost to the back wall in the corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Griffin Jacks had given up 4 homers for the year and gives up back-to-back-to-back. No balls, 2 strikes. And Jacks pitches, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Torkelson fans for the second time. And there's 1 out. The Rays bullpen is active.
Trevor Martin's going to pick up a baseball and be the long man, it looks like, tonight.
And with 1 out, nobody on here is Colt Keith, and he struck out to end the first. And you prefer to not have to blow through your bullpen, but this is a rough start. And a first pitch strike over the inside to Colt Keith. It's 0-1. And the Tigers are challenging.
Previous pitch is a strike. The batter has challenged.
And Colt Keith was Correct. It's a ball. Low and in. And that'll change the
Pitches the
count
ball. Detroit retains.
to 1 ball and no strikes. That's the voice of Dan Bellino, the crew chief, back at the plate tonight. 1 ball and no strikes. Boy, nothing going Jack's way here. Here's the next one. Bounce towards first, foul ball. And 1 ball, 1 strike. So even up to Keith and then Winsell Perez on deck.
This marks the first time the Tigers have had back-to-back home runs since August 8th, 2020. Again, the first
1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch swung on and missed. They're letting us know the Tigers, first time in 6 years that they've gone back-to-back on homers. Count is 1-2 here to Keith.
Remember, that was during the pandemic, so nobody saw it in person.
Fans,
that is.
1-2 the count to Keith. Infield placing the pull. On 1-2 the pitch from Jax. Swinging a pop-up and a shallow left. Simpson curls around and now in a couple of steps. Now 1 to his left to make the catch, 2 down. 2 out, no 1 on, and leaves it for Winsell Perez. And Perez went up swinging at everything and struck out on 3 pitches his first time. All right, 2 out, nobody on. 6-0 Detroit in the 3rd inning. They have piled on the Rays. And Jack's ready to go. His first one. Left-hand batting Perez takes up on away ball 1. For a team that has had almost nothing go right for the better part of a month, has had everything go right so far tonight. The fickleness of our game. The pitch, check swing foul, shooting to the third base side up onto the screen, and it's 1-1. Things can change in a moment. In either direction. When you're struggling, they can get great. When you're hot, it can turn on you that way too. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch popped him up. Back of third, Caminero out. Walls is out. Simpson is in. Caminero makes the call on the catch to retire the side. But the Tigers, with a walk and 3 consecutive homers, have built a 6-0 lead as we go to the home third on the Rays Radio Network.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume really matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
From first call to final invoice, ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that automates your entire workflow. Built for visionaries, ready to stop operating and start automating their success. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes.
Culver's is bringing curds in the 3rd at Tropicana Field. Rays fans, if the Rays score in the 3rd, you score free Wisconsin cheese curds from Culver's. Rays up, and the Rays could use a few here in the 3rd inning.
Rays are down, in fact, 6-0 against Detroit. And Hunter Viducia, Taylor Walls, and Yandy Diaz now against Ty Madden, who's hardly broken a sweat. That's just his 20th pitch of the night. And it's ball 1 outside to Viducia. Now you got to start carving into this deficit as early as you can and maybe get to the Tiger relievers later. On 1-0. Swinging a foul back, and it's 1-1. Neil pointed out this happened last year. I didn't remember it, Neil, but you found it. And even when you told me, I still don't remember.
Oh, now I really remember it.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
back-to-back-to-back against the Rays.
In the first inning in Tampa.
Was I there? Here's the 1-1. Maybe I just flushed it out of my memory. Pitches up and in 2-1 to Fiducia.
I think we had some sort of delay that night. Stanton, Judge, Bellinger against Shane Baz in the very first inning, right out of it.
Wow.
And it was a 13-3 game, so you did flush it from memory. I did too.
I think we did by the time we got to the parking lot. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2 to Fiducia. And 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I call that the Men in Black moment where everything gets flushed from memory.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Fiducia. Well, think of this. I mean, the Rays have been in like every game this year. They've had some big deficits this past week. Something they really haven't had to deal with a lot this season. Fiducia swings and misses, strike 3. Third strikeout for Ty Madden. And with 1 out, nobody on here now, Taylor Walls. I remember a couple times that the Rays have pinch hitting for Walls. Okay, Walls is out and Oliver Dunn is in. So Oliver Dunn bats for Walls and fearing the re-aggravation perhaps of the hamstring that Taylor's been dealing with. So Oliver Dunn in at shortstop to bat for Walls. And he takes breaking ball outside, ball 1. And obviously we'll pass it on to you if we get any news on Taylor Walls and why he was lifted from the game. Here's Madden pitching, popped up by Dunn. Left side of the infield, and the infield grass, in fact. It's the shortstop McGonigal back to his left to make the catch for out number 2. 2 quick counts on the Rays third, and up comes Yandy Diaz. Yandy, the only man to reach, doubled against Ty Madden to begin the first inning, got it to third, and he's retired everybody else consecutively. And the outfield all walks to their left. Look at that. They're all shifting over to the opposite side here against Yandy. Here, it takes first pitch too high, ball 1. 6-0 deficits are not insurmountable, but obviously you got to, first at some point you got to stop the other team from scoring. There's a swing and a fly ball off the end of the bat to straightaway center field. Perez to the warning track, but in front of the 404 sign makes the catch. Didn't even think Yandy got all of that thing and just missed, hitting it out. That's it. 9 in a row for Ty Madden into the end of 3. Tigers lead the Rays 6-0 on the Rays.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured,
If Rays pitchers strike out 10 batters during a home game, visit CaneStrikeout.com to redeem a voucher for a free Busch Gardens ticket at any Cane's Furniture store within 5 days of the game. Restrictions do apply. For more info, visit CaneStrikeout.com. Oliver Dunn stays in to play shortstop. We'll find out about Walls as we go along. Jack's back to the hill. It's all Tigers so far. To turn it around, Neil Solans.
All right, thanks very much, Andy. As Hao Yu Lee rolls one foul to the screen, 0-1 on the second baseman. Right-hand batter and number 8 hitter. Well, tonight we started before the game with Dennis Phillips, our friend and meteorologist, throwing out the first pitch tonight. Our ceremonial first pitch is an 0-1. Chop foul toward third, and it's 0-2. And his 11-year-old daughter, Ryan, did a wonderful job in the national anthem. But part of the reason the Phillips were here tonight is June 1st is the start of the hurricane season. And I didn't know the A storm was A Detroit or something like that, because it kind of feels that way right now.
Ann Arbor, maybe.
0-2 is line toward left. Over and back is Simpson. He makes the catch, moving toward the alley. To his left, and 1 up, 1 down on a hard hit line drive by Lee to begin the Tiger fourth. Well, I do think of rule number 7 that Dennis always wears the jersey, and he's got all the rules for the Hurricane. And rule number 7 is don't freak out unless I'm freaking out. So let's go with don't freak out unless Neil is freaking out. And this is just a couple of tough innings for Griffin Jackson, the Rays. Zach McKinstry, number 9 hitter, belts one in the air toward left center field. Mullins back toward the track. Under it, he makes the catch middle of the warning track. And boy, the Tigers are getting some healthy swings against Griffin Jacks. But there are 2 outs as the 8 and 9 batters retire to start the fourth.
Tampa Bay Rays baseball brought to you in part by Visit Tampa Bay. Find your perfect baseball getaway at visittampabay.com. Go and you'll know.
I think Dennis did say he's not doing anything as part of the Tarps Off crew tonight.
The thing is, with Rule 7, though, if he doesn't freak out, then when are we allowed to freak out? Ever? If he never freaks out, when can we hit the panic button?
As a pitch in there, a strike, nothing. Well, I think there have been times where he has said, maybe not total Rule 7. Chris reminds us it's to prepare, not to panic, and that's what we're supposed to do here in the month of June. 0-1. It's low for a ball, 1-1, so make sure you have all your supplies and a plan and I hope we don't have to even worry about anything in this area. I started looking at the names and the letters already. Let's hope we don't get too far down the list. As a 1-1 is low from Jacks to McGonigal, who's yet to be retired tonight. It's 2-1. Well, Kevin McGonigal hasn't been a Hurricane, but he's been a tough out so far. It's a 2-1. Broken bat looper, back of second. It's caught by Richie Palacios on the outfield turf. And that's the easiest inning for Griffin Jack so far. A 1-2-3-4, his first of the day. It is 6-0 Tigers. We go bottom 4. See if the Rays can answer after this on the Rays Baseball.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparent who bolted to the burbs? Or the cool relative still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Tap the banner to buy or rent with Street Easy. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
From first call to final invoice, ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that automates your entire workflow. Built for visionaries, ready to stop operating and start automating their success. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
All personal injury law firms.
Well, fans, you can claim your share of the Rays 50-50 charity raffle jackpot. Proceeds support youth programming in Tampa Bay. So you can win big and support the community. You can donate and win from home. Just go to rays5050.com. Rays down half dozen as we go to the home fourth.
And we'll see if Jonathan Aranda can start to change that for Tampa Bay. He struck out against Ty Madden his first time up. Is Trevor Martin warming up in the Rays pen. That's the second time tonight, so he'll probably have the fifth. Here's Aranda, the pitch. Up and away for a ball high, 1-0. Well, they can start voting for the player of the month in the month of May. And I would think that Jonathan's got to get strong consideration for the player of the month. 1-0. Down and in, 2-0. He had the highest average, most hits, and in most categories, top 10 in Major League Baseball in the month of May. 2 are out of the windup from the righty, Ty Madden. That's a breaking ball, strike 2-1. And it seemed even his outs were well struck. He had a couple of line drives with men in scoring position on that weekend set against the Angels that just didn't want to fall. One of the big 3 aircraft carriers in this lineup. As a 2-1 is chopped toward first and foul, and it's 2-2. Yandy Diaz-Aranda and the on-deck man, well, the guy who will hit in the cleanup spot tonight, Junior Caminero, Richie Palacios, is on deck. And Aranda starting the 4th for the Rays, looking to get on the board against the Tigers tonight, down a half dozen. Madden, who's allowed only 1 base runner, a Yandy Diaz leadoff double. Winds and pitches. Check swing, went too far, and a ball in the dirt, strike 3, and Aranda really is having a tough time picking up Madden. He's probably had the most awkward swings against the right-hander. Well, 1 out, and here's Richie Palacios. 4 Ks now for Madden. This is why baseball is a very humbling game. You think you have it figured out, you go 18-8 one month, and 18 wins the previous month, and then first game out of the block in June may not be going your way. As a swing and a chopper foul toward first, it's 0-1. You know, Andy was mentioning how the Tigers hit the skids in the month of May. A lot of it happened after they lost 1 player for all the injuries they've had. 0-1. Low for a ball, 1-1. They started the month with 2 wins and a loss. After they announced that Tarek Skubal needed surgery, they have gone 4-21 since. Who says that it's a team game? Because that's 1 player who has a big impact on the team as a pitch low. And it's 2-1 on Richie Palacios.
1 player that just plays once every 5 days.
Well, you can make an argument that even though he pitches only once every 5 days, that he impacts 3 games out of every 5. At least the way A.J. Hinch manages, 2-1. High, and it's 3-1 because you can be more aggressive the day before and the day after he pitches with the bullpen, knowing that Skubal is generally going to give you 7 good innings every night. As the ace of the staff in the league, as Palacios uses his timeout. I was happy to watch him when I walked into the building pitching in a simulated game and not in a real one against the Rays, that's for sure. 3-1. High, ball 4, and there's a walk, so that ends the string. Look, what, 10 in a row retired by Ty Madden, and the Rays have a 1-out base runner. Down 6-0 here in the 4th. That'll bring up Junior Caminero for the Rays. Junior and Jonathan Aranda, many of the Rays were here after the game yesterday. It was their family day as they had their families on the field after the rest of the kids ran the bases. They were out with their families and enjoying the fun. Junior with 1 little one as the pitch taken outside for a ball, 1-0. I have to keep reminding myself, Andy, that he's 22 years of age because he's doing some things that 22-year-olds generally don't do in terms of their offensive numbers. And he's maturing before our eyes. 1-0 after a long hold. Outside, and it's 2-0. I didn't know until I looked it up. I was kind of curious what his numbers were like in the month of May. He walked more than he struck out in the month. He hit more than 300 in the month. That's kind of a sign of a maturing hitter. The home runs and RBIs, Kevin Cash said before the game, are going to come, but he said his at-bats are getting better and better. 2-0 with a man on and a man out. Swinging a high fly ball, belted deep to center. Perez back toward the track, looking up, and it's gone. Junior Caminero starts off his June with a bang. The Rays on the board and now down a slam after Junior goes LaMaxima for the 14th time. Rays now trail the Tigers 6-2 in the 4th. And that was crushed. Here's Chandler Simpson for the Rays. Now 30 runs batted in for Junior. The pitch. Swinging a line drive the other way and a left, a base hit for Chandler Simpson. And here come the Rays. Well, we've seen strange things happen in this ballpark. We've seen strange things happen for the Rays at home. There's a reason that they're 21-6 in this park. Is Chris Federer, the pitching coach, is going to take a very slow walk out to the mound to buy some time for Madden here and try and slow the world down.
Well, it is the Tampa Bay out-of-town scoreboard. All night games tonight around the league. We're going to go play the Marlins after this series. They are in D.C. tonight and trailing the Nationals 2-1. They're only in the bottom of the third up in D.C. The mightily struggling Kansas City Royals are up 4-1 in Cincinnati, and the Reds have really leveled out from when we saw them. And interestingly enough, there's a Royals team that can't hit. They're facing Chase Burns tonight, and they got 4 runs against them. Go figure. Out the game of baseball, and they're only in the second inning. Texas at St. Louis later on. The White Sox and Twins about to get going in just a little while. The Giants are at the first place Brewers. Colorado with the Angels. Dodgers in Arizona. Mets in Seattle.
All right, let's see if Chandler Simpson tries to run. Spencer Torkelson holds him. Victor Mesa Jr. at the plate. The first pitch from Madden. The pitch. Outside for a ball 1-0. Dylan Dingler is probably one of the better throwing catchers in baseball. Rays have kind of hit a string where they're seeing a lot of really good throwing catchers. The Orioles tandem of Basayo and Rushman were excellent. Logan O'Hoppe has a strong arm, and Dingler may be better than all of them. Next one. Down and in, and it's 2-0. It bounces in front of the plate onto second Simpson. The throw skips into center field. Chandler is going to hold at second. I think he got some dirt in his eye. As now he goes down to the ground, and Mike Sandoval, the trainer, goes out with Kevin Cash.
I don't know if it's in his eye. I know he might have gone like in his mouth or in his nose or something. His eyes are, he's busted his lip. That's what it is. He's had a bloody lip, and I mean a big time. He really popped that lip open. I mean, that's a lot of blood coming out of his mouth. Who knows? He might have hit a tooth. It might not just be the lip. It might be that a tooth cut through or something like that. Mike Sandoval's out. They're going to try to stop that bleeding as fast as they can. I was like you. I thought that dirt got in his eyes, but then he was holding his nose and mouth and shaking his head back and forth, but both eyes were open. They're showing it to us now as he dove into second base. The helmet came in, hit the base, and bounced into his face.
Oof.
So it's like getting a punch to the kisser.
While you're sliding, he's going to have to come out.
Wow.
Well, they might have to do some dental work.
There's a chance, yeah.
So I'm guessing that Ryan Vilade would have to come in here. Yep, there comes Ryan Vilade. So the Rays have now had Walls come out and Simpson come out. As Corey Dickerson, the first base coach, he might have to be active tonight the way we're going. He's going to hand Ryan Vilade a helmet and have a word or two as he comes off, as Chandler Simpson comes off the field under his own power, but headed to the Rays dugout. We'll, I guess, keep you posted on both. Boy, Chris Adams-Hall comes back, and he's going to have a pretty busy postgame, huh?
My goodness.
Madden will take a couple of warm-up tosses, too.
Did they say wild pitch on that advance? Because I don't think he was running until the ball was in the dirt.
I wrote wild. Yeah, it is a wild pitch, officially. So Vilade at second. 2 runs home. There's still 1 out in the fourth, and the Rays down 6-2. Can they get a little closer? And now a call of time by Victor Mesa Jr. Well, the Tigers scored 2 in the first, and then 4 in the third. As Tyler Holt now gets up in the Tiger pen. They don't want this to slip away. 2-0. Swing and a foul, tipped and held by the catcher Dingler. It's 2-1. And with 2 players out of the game, the Rays are not going to have a whole lot of bench options either if Detroit wants to go to a left-hander. 2-1. Square to bunt, it's taken low 3-1. With Oliver Dunn replacing Ben Williamson, I'm wondering if Ben's back is bothering him too, because they could have put Ben in at shortstop. And that would leave Nick Fortes as the only other bench player available for the Rays right now. And they need him if Hunter Fiducia has a need. So they might be kind of hamstrung the rest of the game and have to find a way. 3-1 is fouled back and it's full. You're going to have days like this, and you know what? The way the Rays have been going, I wouldn't put anything out of possibility. Down a slam right now. Mesa popped out his first time, and the Rays looking for more after getting a couple on the junior 2-run homer. 3-2. Up and away, ball 4, and there's a walk. So Victor Mesa Jr. accepts his walk. And here comes A.J. Hinch. He's going to the bullpen with Cedric Mullins coming up. We have a Weeble call to the bullpen, so the Tigers starter will go shorter than Griffin Jacks, who gave up 6. What a funny game. 6-2 Tigers in front in the 4th. This is the Rays baseball.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Hi, it's Sierra Miller. I can't wait for you to check out my new collection of shoes and accessories at Designer Shoe Warehouse. If you love shoes as much as I do, then trust me, I got you. From cute sneakerinas to the perfect flip-flops to stunning heels, these shoes are all style, no drama. It's a girl's girl summer, and DSW has just the shoes. Shop the Sierra Miller collection right now at your DSW store or dsw.com.
In this business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first bid to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for commercial contractors ready to stop operating and start automating. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
It is a Weeble call to the bullpen. Weeble is the official online brokerage of the Rays. Get started on your investment journey by downloading the Weeble app or by visiting Weeble.com today. Tyler Holton, who the last couple of years for the Tigers in October has been a vital piece. A lefty that can be very tough on fellow left-handers, and he'll get one right away. In fact, 2 in a row. In fact, 3 in a row. The lower third of the order for the Rays, all left-handed batting now. Here's Mullins with 2 on and 1 out, 2 in. The Rays are down 6-2. Only the 4th inning.
Let's see if Cedric can find his way aboard lefty on lefty. The pitch. That's a slider strike, and it's 0-1. Even though he would appear to be tougher on lefties than righties, the numbers have been fairly equal, at least batting average-wise, against Holton. Square to bunt, it's taken outside, ball 1. The homers have all been allowed to right-handed batters, but batting average-wise, lefties and righties are equal this year against Holton. So we'll see if Mullins, who I thought had a really good pass his first time up, but eventually struck out, has had some good swings. 1-1. Outside, ball 2, 2-1. So far, the lefty Holton, really lanky, working away. He's a former Florida State pitcher as he deals 2-1 with 2 on. Checked his swing that Mullins went too far on a breaking ball away. It's 2-2. Getting raised down 6-2. They've gotten 2. You want to continue to chip away at this deficit. 2-2. Fastball misses outside. It's full. And he mentioned some of the injured pitchers for the Tigers. It includes Kenley Jansen. So they're trying to figure out the back of the bullpen or the Tigers, and we got a long way before we get there. 3-2 with 2 aboard and 1 out. Here's the pitch to Cedric Mullins. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball down. Would have been ball 4. But instead, Mullins down on strikes for the second time. And the Rays are going to pinch hit here. For Hunter Fiducia, Nick Fortes is going to come on. So the Rays using their right-handed bullet in this spot, figuring if Nick can run into one, they've got a chance to come back in this game. And it certainly makes sense because with Jax coming out of the ball game, it's not like you're changing catchers on one pitcher. You're going to have a new battery entirely. Fiducia had struck out his first turn, the pitch. Breaking ball low, and it's 1-0 on Nick Fortes, who has one home run this year. It came in Milwaukee. Boy, this would be a good time to run into one. Could make this a whole new game. Delayed at second, Mesa at first. The late pinch ran for Simpson after his helmet led to a bloody lip or face, and we'll get more as we go as a pitch low, and it's 2-0. Holton has allowed 4 home runs this year out of the bullpen. Outfield is very much to pull against Nick Fortes. 2-0 with 2 on. Swing and a miss. Tried to send the cutter out of the ballpark, and he was just a little bit out in front. It ran in off the plate. It's 2-1. Holton peers at second. 2-1. Swinging a ball popped up. Foul first base side over Torkelson. He's got to play behind the coaching box. Makes the grab, and the Rays have to settle for 2 on the Caminero home run. So it's 6-2 Tigers after 4 as Trevor Martin coming in after this on the Rays Baseball Network.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
From first call to final invoice, ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that automates your entire workflow. Built for visionaries, ready to stop operating and start automating their success. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
I'm John Morgan.
Well, for this week only, you can save up to 50% off on all suites for any game at Tropicana Field. Offer expires 5 p.m. Friday, June 5th. So take advantage of this flash sale offer. To learn more, just go to raysbaseball.com/suites. New pitcher is Trevor Martin. New left fielder, Ryan Valade. New catcher, Nick Fortes.
And all the moves straight up. Rays pretty much have used their bench unless Ben Williamson's available. As Dylan Dingler steps in, first batter to face Martin. And he checks his swing on an offering upstairs for a ball 1-0.
And I should note, call to the bullpen is brought to you by Weeble.
Infield very much to pull against Dylan Dingler. A 1-0 coming from Martin. Swing and a miss and a fastball in, and it's 1-1. Did we mention that when the Rays did score last inning, Mosaic donates $500 to Fighting Hunger in Tampa Bay? One ball, one strike on Dingler. And the Rays also homered, so you score free pizza from Colony Grill. Take your mobile ticket to any participating Colony Grill location for buy one, get one. Colony Grill's signature hot oil pizzas for free. Restrictions apply. ColonyGrill.com/Rays for more. Next pitch, driven high in the air and deep to right center. Mullins back toward the track, leaps at the wall, and this one is gone. Dylan Dingler has homered twice. And he gets one of those runs right back for Detroit. They now have a 7-2 lead. They've hit 4 solo home runs, or 4 homers, 3 of them solos.
So you're saying at some point you got to stop the other team from scoring if you're going to win.
And they didn't score in Chicago, but boy, are they scoring here. They feel comfortable in this ballpark. For whatever reason, is Kerry Carpenter, who hit the second of 3 straight homers a couple innings ago, steps to the plate. And the pitch taken for a called strike, 0-1. So the Rays now back down a handful.
That is Dingler's first career.
Dingler had never had a multi-homer game before tonight.
First multi-homer.
He now has 13 home runs. I think he hit like 13 last year. It's June 1st. So kind of a coming out party for the Tiger catcher. 0-1. Line towards second, in between hops. Snared by Palacios. Straightens up, throws to first, and gets Kerry Carpenter. And Trevor Martin gets his first out in the 5th.
You can step up to the play, the official debit card of the Rays, only at Amerant Bank. To sign up for yours today, visit amerantbank.com/Rays card.
All right, we're getting word from the Rays clubhouse and Rays communications that Taylor Walls did leave the ballgame with left hamstring tightness and that it is precautionary. As the pitch coming to Riley Green is a strike, 0-1. And perhaps the 6-0 score had something to do with the Rays taking Walls out. If your hamstring's a little tight, then why not get you treatment? And not aggravate it any further. 0-1 to Green, who hit the last of the 3 straight homers. Swings and hits it hard through the hole. A bullet to left, a base hit. Valade will play it in, and Green stops it first with a 1-out single here in the 5th. Opposite way against Trevor Martin. Walls is so critical to the Rays as a whole. They win more than 70% of their games this year when he's starting. I mean, that seems almost impossible to do. We talked about Skubal and how valuable he is. Taylor Walls is critical to the Rays. There's a pitch up and in. Ooh, it hit Torkelson. And did it get, he got the body and not the bat. I think it got the arm guard. As you heard a clank off that pad, and Torkelson's okay. They won't even send anyone out to check on him. Green moves up to second base. He is very, very fortunate it hit him where it did. I mean, that literally moved and shook the pad. It hit it so hard. Here's Colt Keith batting left, and he takes a breaking ball strike, 0-1. 2 on and 1 out, and 1 home for the Tigers here in the 5th. Coming up, we'll hear from Chris Adams-Wall, who is back. And we are not going to have to do his job for him. He is going to do the postgame show today. Good luck, Chris. We're all counting on you. 0-1. Outside for a ball, 1-1. Well, I can already hear Todd in Tampa. You got to keep the ball in the ballpark. Isn't that right? 1 ball, 1 strike. Trevor Martin at the ready. Here he comes. Chopped in the ground short second. Could be 2. Handled by Palacios to second. 1. No relay to first, or it is, but it's late from Dunn. It really wouldn't have mattered because the ball was hit too softly on the high chopper by Keith. That goes 4-6 for the second out in the 5th inning for the Tigers. Men at first and third now. Chris is going to join us in just a moment for trivia. Winsel Perez, 0 for 2. Is Martin looking to limit damage to a single run in his first inning here, the 5th. This is first outing. Doing so well. It is hurricane season officially now. So
it is.
who knows what pressure systems work their way into Tropicana Field now with just one layer of the dome. 2-2 with one out. Swinging a little looper foul left field side, still 2-2. The Rays have trailed since the first inning when the Tigers got two. They were down 6-0. And this is as close as they've been since it was 2-0 after two. It's 8-5 in the sixth. So there's still time. Remember, the Tiger bullpen is certainly not locked down right now, especially without Kenley Jansen. 2-2. Outside 3-2. I wonder how close the Rays would have to come to get somebody else up in the bullpen. Trevor Martin has now pitched, 2 innings in relief after Griffin Jacks went 4. 3-2 to Mullins. Swinging a ball, looped off to the left, out of play. It's still full on Cedric. He was popped out and struck out. Well, you said the walks can play a factor. Both walks scored on the home run by Valade. Rays walked as much as any team the last couple weeks. Inside, that's ball 4, and there's another walk as Cedric Mullins is aboard, and there's still only one out in the 6th inning.
The Rays walked 21 times against the Angels over the weekend. 21 times. And they're drawing a bunch tonight, too.
Yeah, it's another handful this evening. And here's Nick Fortes. Tarp's curve seems to be growing now. Fortes popped out, pinch hitting for Hunter Fiducia. He faces another lefty. Up and in from Drew Summers. Stocky left-hander, and it's 1-0. And now a righty's up in the bullpen for Detroit. They might end up using everybody in that pen the way they're going. 1-0. Way outside, it's 2-0.
Kyle Finnegan is the right-hander starting to warm up.
He's usually one of their highest leverage guys.
Yes, he is. Well, they might need it.
Be awful early to have to use him. 2-0 with 3 home and a man at first. Summers offers. Inside corner at the knees to strike, 2-1. Both teams have both challenges, and that was a very close pitch. Could have been called ball 3. 2-1 on Fortes, 1-on-1 out. Summers to the plate. Swinging a line drive, foul down the left field line. Oh, a bullet off the bat of Fortes. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Right now, Drew Summers is a coin flip in terms of throwing strikes against his first organization. As Finnegan continues to warn, this is the 3rd batter for Summers, so he's got to at least stay through Fortes. 2-2. Swinging a ball, muscled foul to the right. Again, this is just the first of 3. Steven Matz, Jack Flaherty tomorrow. Nick Martinez, Troy Melton on Wednesday, and then the Rays off Thursday, and a 3-game set in Miami over the weekend before coming home. Again, a 2-2 to Nick Fortes from Drew Summers. Swinging a foul straight back. That's that high fastball that Nick has a tendency to hit for base hits, but, man, that has got to be almost head high that he went after. Again, Ryan Valade, a mammoth home run to get the Rays back in this game. And they get even closer. Another 2-2 from Summers to Fortes on its way. Low, and it's full. And I can tell you, if Drew Summers walks Nick Fortes, I don't even know if he gets to go lefty on lefty. Oliver Dunn is waiting on deck. They might get Finnegan in. Finnegan at least would face Yandy Diaz if he gets that far. Payoff. Swinging a little chopper back toward the mound. Snared by Summers. Sets his feet. Throws. In time to get Fortes. Up to second goes Mullins. And now that's 2 out here in the 6th.
Tampa Bay Rays baseball brought to you by CFBHN.org. Talk, and they will hear you. Too many preteens are already drinking alcohol. For tips on how to talk to your kids, just visit CFBHN.com. Central Florida Behavioral Health Network.
Well, we were wondering if Ben Williamson is available. He is available. He just came up to pinch hit And A.J. Hinch immediately went to Kyle Finnegan in the bullpen. So that forces the hand of the Tigers. Another Weeble call to the pen in this wild 6th inning, 8-5 Detroit. This is the Rays Baseball Network.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Belong outside. We're drawn to nature, whether it's the recorded sounds of the ocean we doze off to, or the succulents that adorn our homes. Nature makes all of our lives, well, better. Despite all this, we often go about our busy lives.
It's the third pitcher of the inning for the Tigers. Another Weeble call to the bullpen, Kyle Finnegan. And his .203 earned run average. He has been rather stingy this year, but he's not a big strikeout guy. In fact, he has walked more than he has struck out. He'll face the pinch hitter, Ben Williamson. 8-5 Detroit. We're only in the 6th inning. A.J. Hinch. I mean, look, the Tigers have had that. When you have a 4-1 month, there's a sense of doom that can come over your team, and Hinch is managing this thing aggressively, knowing his team needs, boy, do they need a win.
They do, and boy, it would be some kind of win if the Rays were to come back. Ben Williamson had a big pinch hit off the bench yesterday in a victory over the Angels. And he takes high for ball 1. Ben with a solid single through the middle yesterday. Outfield is swung way over toward right against the right-hand batter, who will go in and play shortstop in the 7th. Will the Rays be closer than 8-5? Here's the pitch. High, and it's 2-0. You mentioned the walks, an issue for Finnegan. If Ben reaches, Yandy Diaz is the tying run at the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Finnegan, extreme third base edge of the rubber ready. Here's his 2-0. Taken all the way, it's inside corner for a strike, 2-1. Boy, that was a close pitch. And that might have been ball 3. Ben just didn't want to challenge. He had a moment earlier in this homestand where he could have challenged and a 3-2 count with the bases full. 2-1. Outside and low, nice block by Dingler, and it's 3-1. It should have been a 4-pitch walk. We'll see if this changes the complexion of the inning. Again, Rays down 8-5 with 3 on the Valade homer. You know, every Monday at home is called a Magic Monday, where they invite teams of baseball groups that cater to those with special needs. And boy, this, I hope, is going to be a Magic Monday for the Rays with a comeback. 3-1 taken all the way. It's a strike, 3-2. I saw Dennis from a league of their own and all the young players and coaches and volunteers who help out in that wonderful league up in Temple Terrace today. Full count now on Ben Williamson as the Rays start to get some action in their bullpen. Payoff coming. Swinging a ground ball hit toward the middle. Flag down to his left by McGonigal, and the throw to first gets Williamson. One middle infielder gets another, and the Rays settle for 3 in their half of the 6th, and Williamson should have walked to bring up Yandy. Instead, we go to the 7th. Rays have made this a game, though. They're down 8-5 after 6. This is the Rays baseball.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs? or the cool relatives still living in NYC, the city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Tap the banner to buy or rent with Street Easy. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
You know that thing where you get an amazing pair of shoes at a really great price and want to tell everyone about it? Yeah, so do we. Here at Designer Shoe Warehouse, we'll give you something to brag about, like the latest styles from brands you love, or the trends everyone's obsessing over, or shoes that make you feel like, well, you. So go ahead, show off a little. Find shoes that get you at prices that get your budget. Head to your DSW store or DSW.com today. DSW, let us surprise you.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Fresh.
Ben Williamson stays in the game at shortstop. Final answer to the trivia question. Corbin Burns was correct on one of the other pitchers that won a Cy Young with fewer than 13 wins since 2021. 8-5 Rays trail. We go to the 7th. Here's Andy.
All right, Neil, thank you. And here is Trevor Martin against Kerry Carpenter, who has already homered tonight and has returned to their lineup. And it takes ball one low and inside 1-0. We should point out that Ben Williamson, who's the first strike of the sequence was off the plate inside, but ruled a strike. He did not challenge. And then on 3-2, he grounded out on a pitch that was about neck high. Pitch just swung on foul tip. And that would have been ball 4, which would have brought Yandy Diaz to the plate as the tying run. But as it turned out, been a little anxious perhaps, and grounded out, and it ended the inning. So it's an 8-5 Detroit as we head to the 7th. Martin in the 1-1 deal to the powerful Kerry Carpenter, and he's outside 2-1. Carpenter, Green, and Torkelson in what has been a 5-homer night for Detroit. 2 balls and a strike. Here comes Martin home. Taken at the knees for a called strike. Fastball 94, 2-2. And it will probably have changed Martin from even being in the game. So it's amazing how one little thing can turn the decision of the manager in one direction or the other. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Carpenter. Besides the homer, he has struck out and grounded to second. 2-2 the count. Martin first base south of the rubber. Big, hulking right-hander. Comes home. Swing, line drive, base hit right field. Boy, you don't think they miss Kerry Carpenter in that lineup? Better believe it. A 2-hit game as he returns off the injured list.
Get ready for the best summer at Tropicana Field with the Rays. With the family pack, you can get tickets to the game, meals for everyone, and a parking pass, and it starts at $27 a person. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day at Tropicana Field cheering on the Rays. Find more, raysbaseball.com/summer.
Now Riley Green, who is yet to be retired. He's 3 for 3 tonight. And Martin pitches to him, taking high ball 1. He had a 2-run double in the first. He had a home run in the third. He had a single in the 5th. And if you're wondering, he does not have a triple this season. I tell you, and the Tigers playing a pretty good triples ballpark. But he didn't have one yet. And here's ball 2 high. 2 balls, no strikes. It's 2-0 to Riley Green. From Oviedo, if I'm not mistaken, in our state of Florida. 2-0. Left-hand batter standing and waiting as Martin pitches. Breaking ball low. 3-0.
Same high school as Zach Eflin.
That's right. You know, at some point, you've got to stop the Tigers from scoring here. If you got a chance. I mean, the Rays were pretty close to having the tying run out last inning. But at some point, you just got to get some outs and stop the Detroit hitters. 3 balls, no strikes. And the pitch is very high. Ball 4. Martin just not helping himself. 2-1 and nobody out. And Torkelson coming up. Kyle Snyder walks to the mound. You know, Kevin Cash said when I went into his office today, first thing he said to me was, "This is a scary series for me." And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Facing a Tiger team that you know is better than this." He goes, "I look at that lineup and go, and that's a big league lineup over there. That's a lineup that will put some pressure on you." He goes, "And you know they're due for something, and they're just coming off a sweep against a division rival in the White Sox, and that has proven to be the case. With 2 in the first, 4 in the third, and single tallies in the 5th and 6th, and hitting a bunch of homers tonight too. The Rays, a valiant comeback effort with multiple run homers, a 2-run shot by Caminero and a 3-run bomb by Valade. But it's 8-5 Detroit, but 2-1 nobody out. You just got to stop them if you really want a chance to come back today."
You got that fine line, Andy, between wanting to come back but also not wanting to burn your staff while doing it.
That's it.
Which is why Martin's still out there.
All right, here is Torkelson, struck out swinging twice, then hit by a pitch on the left elbow. Thankfully hit the arm guard. And Martin, with his first pitch to right-hand batting Torkelson, down the middle for a cold strike, 0-1. No balls and a strike to the Tiger capable first baseman and a big-time power threat. He has 8 home runs this season. Martin wants the ground ball. And the pitch backed him off inside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1-1 to Torkelson. The Rays' pen is quiet, and like Neil was talking about, it's true. I mean, you have to manage the bullpen for more than just one day. You know, in a postseason series, it's a little different if you're really coming down the stretch. But at this point, you got to leave Martin in, and he bounces one in. It's 2-1, and he is just flat out struggling on the mound.
Well, and it's also his 3rd inning, where he's probably a 1 or 2 inning guy in AAA Durham, but the Rays are saying, give us everything you can and go as long as you can.
That's right. 2 balls and a strike to Torkelson. Very dangerous pitch here. He doesn't want to go to 3-1. Here comes Martin home. Line drive right center field, but playable. Mesa got a good jump and chases it down. He'll also fire in towards the cutoff man, Ben Williamson, holding Carpenter at second base. So there's 1 unproductive out off the bat of Torkelson. 1 gone here in the 7th.
That is a heck of a throw by Victor Mesa Jr. It was on line to the shortstop and cutoff man, Ben Williamson, and it was right in line with third base. So, and he got rid of it quickly, too.
I don't know if anyone on the current roster, his outfielders, that is, has close to the arm that Victor Mesa has. Here is Colt Keith. And first pitch to him, slow bouncer towards the first base side. Martin will pick it up and run to the base for out number 2. The runners do advance. Good job by Martin because Aranda had vacated going for the baseball. So it was Martin or nothing, and Martin makes the play. Well done. The third base Carpenter to second base Green.
Now Winsell Perez becomes an enormous at bat in this game. The difference between, being down above a slam or still within 3, and I think the game's still manageable then.
Here is Perez. Struck out swinging twice and popped the third. Trevor Martin ready, and now his first pitch to left-hand batting Perez is popped up. Shallow left. Valade's got it lined up in a couple of steps. He's there, and Martin gets out of it. Well done by Trevor Martin on 2 pitches after the fly ball by Torkelson. He gets Keith and Perez on 1 pitch each. And that'll send us to the 7th inning stretch. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Detroit 8, Rays 5 on the Rays.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In this business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that's seamless.
The seventh inning stretch is presented by Union Home Mortgage, the official mortgage partner of the Rays. We go to the home seventh inning. Rays down 8-5 in the top of the order, coming up against Kyle Finnegan.
Yandy Diaz starts it off. Get the feeling Rays need to get a run or more here in this seventh inning. And the first pitch from Finnegan is a high bouncer over the center of the diamond and through both Lee and McGonigal into center field for a base hit. A ball that bounced up and over the mound and seemed to hover in the air for a long time. And Hao-Yu Lee went down to try to backhand it. He couldn't get it. And then once it hit the ground a second time, no chance for McGonigal. So leadoff man on for the Rays on one pitch.
Had a lot of overspin on it, and Lee was trying to take out that extra hop and couldn't do it.
I know I need to let it go, but if Williamson takes that pitch for for ball four last inning, Yandy might have done that. Who knows? Let it go, Freed. And here is Jonathan Aranda. And the first pitch to him is down and in, ball one.
Take the theory of Frozen.
Yeah, got him. There's also the fallacy of the predestined hit. Who knows if he would have gotten that pitch to hit or who would have happened. 1 ball and no strikes, the count to Aranda. Here comes the right-hander pitching and a fastball strike. Finnegan, as we mentioned, doesn't give up many hits. He walks a fair amount and does not strike out many. One thing to mention, though, he has induced 6 double plays. That is second highest on the entire staff of the Detroit Tigers. 1 ball, 1 strike to Aranda. And that one is taken inside, 2-1. I think Aranda went to turn and challenge that. But it was a ball. And he was reflexively touching his helmet and turned and said something funny to the umpire, Dan Bellino. 2-1, the count to Aranda. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Great splitter by the right-hander Finnegan, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Aranda's had a rough night, struck out twice and bounced into a double play.
They pitched him tough.
Palacios on deck. Caminero will be after that. 2-2 the count to Jonathan Aranda. Leadoff man on Diaz. Nobody out last of the 7th. 8-5 Tigers. Now the pitch. Very high, and it's 3-2. But a lot of deep counts from the Tiger bullpen. It's Cole Sulser up on the Rays pen for the 8th. 3-2. He has a very short lead, not really a threat to run. And the payoff, swing and a miss. He struck him out. He went down and in with a slider, or a splitter. That's the 3rd strikeout tonight for Aranda. And 1 out here in the 7th. Yeah. He went back to his best pitch. And that was the splitter down and in. Beautifully executed by Kyle Finnegan. And there's 1 out. And Aranda's got a look on his face in the dugout. Self-aggravated. Here's Richie Palacios. Now the first pitch to him is lifted out of play off the third base side. And down it goes into the middle deck. And the count is 0-1. Talked to Oliver Dunn today prior to the game, who of course is new to the Rays and playing here at Tropicana Field. He said he loves how this place is, he called it sneaky loud. And it's got that energy in it tonight. The ball outside of Palacios, 1-1.
Especially for a Monday.
You bet. Great energy in the park tonight. Down, 6-0? Can't say there's a whole lot of energy at that point, but in part, the Tarps Off crew is doing their things. The only tarp you'll find in this place. And they're off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Palacios takes outside, 2-1. If you're the Rays and you were down 6-0, I think the most you could ask for would be to get Junior Caminero to the plate as the tying run. If Palacios gets on, that's precisely what would happen. Junior's next. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch outside, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Palacios. Corey Dickerson with a word or two for Yandy Diaz. Is being held tight to the bag by Torkelson, but Yandy really not much of a threat to run. 3 balls and a strike. Here it comes to Palacios. Swinging a foul straight back, and Richie almost dropped down to a knee and tried to launch. The count full, 3-2.
I wasn't even sure that was a strike. I think that might have been. Andy, look where this is. This is just, I think, above the strike zone. That could have been ball 4.
It was a fastball, and his eyes lit up. It's 3-2 with 1 out. Tigers get another lefty. I think that's De Jesus swarming in their pen. And a payoff pitch to Palacios. Here it comes from Finnegan. Swing bouncer towards second. Lee flips to second. 1. Magano go to first. A double play. And working around the leadoff single was Finnegan, and Caminero left in the on-deck area. Tigers just took a big step. At the end of 7, they lead the Rays 8-5 on the Rays.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
From first call to final invoice, Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that automates your entire workflow. Built for visionaries, ready to stop operating and start automating their success. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
First, I take a sabbatical.
Opportunity.
Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia, hats and hoodies. We've got the season covered. MLBshop.com/Rays, the official source for your Rays gear. And check out the Dex Home Plate Club, where you can sit just steps behind the action. For more on how to get tickets, RaceBaseball.com/premium. The latest Weevil call to the bullpen, Cole Sulser. He's got the 8th after Trevor Martin threw 3.
Lee is homer to the opposite field tonight. Just his second big league homer. And he takes a first pitch strike from Sulser. 0-1 with Bo Brisky up in the Tiger pen. They're trying to line it up. You know, the Tigers in 24, remember they had Skubal and a bunch of guys. And they really started a bullpen a lot down the stretch. Tigers know how to do that. Sulser bounces one in. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And that's what they're doing tonight. They did it a lot in the postseason, too, as I recall a year ago. Especially for some of those games, the one that went 15 innings. You got to keep going deeper and deeper. So swinging a line drive, sinking into center. Here comes Mullins. It drops. Base hit. How you lead with a base hit. Tigers keep getting men on early in innings.
Craving the best pizza in Tampa Bay? Connie Grill, the official pizza of the Rays, has been serving its famous thin crust pizza since 1935. Whether you're celebrating a win or enjoying a meal with family and friends, Colony Grill's famous thin crust pizza knocks it out of the park.
Leadoff man on once again for Detroit. Here's Zach McKinstry. And he bunts it towards third. Camanero's got it. Thinks about second, but goes to first for the out. Well executed on all fronts. A sac bunt gets an insurance run to second base and lead. And with one out, one on, back to the top of the order, Kevin McGonigal. I can understand that. I mean, you get one more run here, and it suddenly gets very, very difficult. That double play that the Tigers turned last inning, bit of a nail in the coffin, perhaps. Now, the Rays are only down 3, but there was a real chance there. There's a first pitch strike to Kevin McGonigal. I know it's not going to happen every night for you, but a lot has to go right for you to come back from down 6-0. Rays have cut it to half that deficit, but they're starting to run short on outs. 1-1 to McGonigal, taken low and in, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, I think you know, Andy, when you're down 6 runs, you need everything to go perfect to come back.
Right, and they have done some of that. I mean, they've homered with men on base. 1 ball and 1 strike. McGonigal launches one deep in the air, straightaway center. Mullins back at the warning track. He squares up and makes the catch. Tagging at second and digging for third, making it standing up is Lee. McGonigal playing his first game ever at Tropicana Field. Just found out how deep it is out there. 404 to straightaway center. With no wind current, you got to hit it all by yourself. Runner at third, 2 out, and a big moment here for a guy that's already homered twice tonight, Dylan Dingler.
I think the protection of Carpenter means he gets an opportunity to hit here. I think having Kerry Carpenter in our lineup is a presence right there.
Yeah. Dingler takes inside, ball 1. Dingler with a pair of the 5 home runs tonight, hit by Detroit. And the pitch in the dirt, blocked out in front beautifully by Fortes. And I think he blocked it off his shoulder. I think bounced up and hit it off the very top of his chest protector. And without a doubt, that saved a run. They're showing it to us again. It was a changeup that did land in front of the plate. Yeah, and he hit it with the shoulder right into his face mask and knocked it out in front of the plate.
That might have been 2 feet in front of the plate when it bounced.
2 balls, no strikes. Dingler takes down the middle for a strike. Tigers did hit back-to-back homers, or back-to-back-to-back homers, 3 in a row today. 5 years ago in August, 6 years ago in August, they had 4 home runs in the first inning off Derek Holland, including 3 in a row. Nico Goodrum, Miguel Cabrera, C.J. Cron, Jamer Candelario. And the Tigers do it tonight. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch swung on and missed, strike 2, and it's 2-2. It's the first time since April 12th that the Tigers scored the first 6 runs in any game. They did that against the Marlins. And the third time this year that the Tigers hit 4 homers in a game. They hadn't done it, though, since April. They hadn't hit 5 since a year ago yesterday. Swinging another deep drive, left center field. Mullins back near the wall, and it's off the wall. RBI double for Dylan Dingler. Drives in the 8th run. Lee scores, and the Tigers pull away again. It's 9-5 Detroit, and what a night for Dylan Dingler. He's got 4 hits. He's got 4 runs batted in. He's got 3 runs scored so far.
I think all his work has been done against the fastball, too.
So that changes things. Now they're back to a slam lead, and we're in the 8th inning. So the Rays have been unable to stop the Tigers from scoring, and it makes it that much more difficult. Here comes Kerry Carpenter. Here takes low and inside, ball 1. You know, the Tigers are playing for 1 run in the inning. They've gotten that run. The bunt by McKinstry advanced Lee to second, to third on a fly out by McGonigal, and then a big double by Dingler. 1 ball, no strikes to the left-handed batting Carpenter. Sulser throws, swing and a miss. And it's even up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Looks like Brisky will be in at the bottom of the 8th. And at some point tonight, somebody from the lower part of the order is going to have to contribute against the A Tiger bullpen. He and Will Vest, you'd think, would probably combine for the last 6 attempted outs. Swinging a dribbler up the third base line. It's a fair ball. slowly rolling by third down the left field line. Here comes Dingler into score, and Carpenter into second with an excuse-me double. It's 10-5 Detroit. And all the work that the Rays did to come back in this game, it's all been undone. And Carpenter's got 3 hits in his return. And he will be removed for a pinch runner. Matt Vierling will go out and run for Carpenter. If you can't stop the other team, you just can't win these games. And you come back in. And the Rays have made a valiant effort to come back. But they're down 10-5. And here's Riley Green with Matt Vierling running for Carpenter at second base. That one wasn't even hit hard. That was just a side spinner that hugged the third base foul line. Green swings and misses, and it's 0-1. So for a Tiger team that scored 5 runs over the entire weekend against the White Sox and being swept, they double that in not even a full game tonight. Swing and a foul straight back and into the second deck. And no balls, 2 strikes to count. So 0-2. Sulcer to the stretch. Here he comes. Bounced in, another block by Fortes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Look at the top of the order for the Tigers. Dingler, 4 hits and 4 runs scored. Carpenter, 3 hits in his return. Green, 3 hits plus a walk. They have tortured Rays pitching tonight. 1-2. And the delivery is a changeup low. It's 2-2. And the Rays have the 2-run homer by Caminero and the 3-run homer by Valade. And when it got to 8-5, started to get interesting, but now it's back to a 5-run Tiger lead. A swing and a miss. Sulcer retires Green and the Tigers, but they get a pair of 2-out runs, and those are hard to get back in the late innings. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 10-5 Tigers on the Rays Radio Network.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability.
Swinging another deep drive left center field. Mullins back near the wall, and it's off the wall. RBI double for Dylan Dingler. Drives in the 8th run. Lee scores, and the Tigers pull away again. It's 9-5 Detroit, and what a night for Dylan Dingler.
And now it is 10-5 Tigers. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, there will be lots to talk about, as always, on the Rays Radio postgame show with me, Chris Adams-Wall. We hope that you will give us a call into the Spectrum fan line. The postgame fan line is presented by Spectrum, built for big moments, here for game day. Can the Rays make it interesting here in the bottom of the 8th and set up a pretty interesting bottom of the 9th also? Back to you guys. We'll find out.
All right, thanks very much, Chris. Matt Vierling, who pinch ran for Kerry Carpenter, stays in the game in left field. We do have a Weeble call to the bullpen. Weeble, the official online brokerage of the Rays. Get started in your investment journey. Download the Weeble app or visit Weeble.com today. And Bo Brisky has a little more cushion as he takes them out in the 8th. He's hardly pitched this year, and his only outings have not gone that well for the Detroit Tigers. So we'll see if the Rays, with Junior Caminero coming up, can mount a little bit of a comeback here.
All right, Mesa, or Valade and Mesa will follow him as it has officially gotten late, and the Rays are down 5 runs. And here is Junior with a 2-run homer, a walk. 2 runs scored, and a ground to second earlier on. Here's Bo Brisky, who wears that single digit, number 4. Right-hander pitches. Caminero takes down and in, 1-0. The Tigers, honestly, they did a lot to help the Rays set up what felt for a time like it was going to be a comeback with a lot of walks. But the Tiger offense just has not been able to be stopped. And the pitch taken for ball 2 outside, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. The stretch by Brisky. Here it comes. Fouled straight back to Neal. Nope. Instead it went to Brian Anderson over in the TV booth.
And I'm thankful for that.
Did he get it? The baseball's in their booth. He can't find it. There he found it. BA's got another souvenir. 2 balls and a strike. And again, Brisky deals. Low and outside, 3-1. Neil and I are still awaiting our first one in the booth this year.
I'm thankful that one didn't come in. That was coming in hot.
3 balls and 1 strike to Caminero. Here's the Tiger right-hander home. Inside ball 4, it's a leadoff walk. Another walk from the Tiger pitchers. Caminero accepts it. He'll go to first, and that's really all he can do. If he's not going to get some to hit, take your base, and he's on to lead off the 8th. And now Ryan Valade, who hit a ball off the D ring and left, which is in front of the ribbon board, right underneath the Maintenance sky deck out in left field. It looked like it was headed for the sky deck, and then the D ring batted it down. His 3rd home run of the season. Brisky's first one to him, taken all the way, low and outside, ball 1. Yeah, the way teams get invited back into games is from walks. I mean, the Tigers have 14 hits to the Rays' 6 hits, but Rays still, they need to get the offense rolling, and sometimes not swinging the bat can be the best way. I think yesterday the Rays walked twice with the bases loaded. Valade takes down and away, 2-0. In fact, I did not realize this, and I double-checked to make sure. You know, the Rays have walked with the bases loaded 11 times already this season, much higher than I can tell you I would have predicted. The record is, or at least in recent memory, as the pitch of Valade is a strike, 2-1. They walked with the bases loaded 12 times in the 2022 year. I don't know if that is the franchise record, but I know that's the most recent time that it's been in the neighborhood. We're only in June, just started June. That was a full season total. On 2-1, taken strike 2, bottom of the zone, 2-2. I remember in 08, they walked a lot with the bases loaded. Valade's challenging.
Previous pitch is a strike. The batter has challenged.
Rays have both ABS challenges left, and now they have only one. It was ruled a strike.
Pitch is a strike. Tampa Bay has 1 challenge remaining.
Thank you, Dan Bellino. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Valade. 10-5 Tigers in the 8th, man on and nobody out. Caminero being held by Torkelson at first base. The right-hander pitches. Outside, 3-2. It was 2-0. It was a full count now. The on-deck man is Victor Mesa Jr. Three-two delivery coming on to Valade. Here it is. Fly ball out of play off the first base side. It's a good pitch. Down and away, and Valade did a fine job to foul it off and live to see another. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. As we said, the back half of the order is going to have to do something tonight. If the Rays are going to come back. 3-2, it remains to Valade. Caminero hands on knees at first, and the pitch is lifted in the air towards right, but not particularly deep. McKinstry does go back a couple of steps and hauls it in. We pause for station identification now on the Tampa Bay Rays Radio Network. For Neil Solondz, I'm Andy Freed, and Chris Adams Wall with us as always, with Chris Miller and Chris Mueller and Becca Carney and Tim Rapone and Austin Platt and Jason Barringer in our network studios. Rays Radio on Monday night here in St. Petersburg. And here is Victor Mesa Jr. And first pitch to him, waved at and missed. It's 0-1. Tigers have never trailed. The Rays have been looking up at them all game. They got 2 in the first, 4 in the third. They've only expanded their lead. The Rays did cut it a couple of times, but they've been able to blow the lead back up to 10-5. Tigers here in the 8th inning. 1 out, Caminero at first. And here is Mesa Jr. Had the game-winning run batted in yesterday. Bo Brisky, ready, set of the letters, and comes home. Fouled straight back, it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Mesa tonight has popped to first. He has walked, and he is grounded back to the mound. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Night game tomorrow, day game Wednesday, and then off to Miami we go. But the Rays, who have been so very good at winning the first game of series, 10 of the last 11 series, they won the opening game. But tonight, that is in serious trouble. The pitch to Mesa is low, and it's 2-2. You know, you win the first one, really got to split the next 2 to win the series, and that's how the Rays have basically built the best record in the American League. And third best record in baseball. Only the Braves and the Dodgers have a better record than the Rays. Now, the Yankees are off tonight. They're about to be in Cleveland to take on the Guardians tomorrow to open a series. They're 1.5 behind the Rays. Mesa takes inside, and from 0-2, it's run full, 3-2. It's a full count to Victor Mesa Jr. with Cedric Mullins on deck. And with a 1 out, a 3-2 pitch to the left-hand batting Mesa. Here it comes. He is high, ball 4, and it's 2 men on for the Rays. Brisky punches his mitt in frustration, and that's just opening the door. For Svetter, once again, the pitcher goes for Detroit, goes to the mound.
Last inning, Cole Sulcer did pick up a strikeout. That's 7 for the Rays. 3 more, you get a free Busch Gardens ticket. Restrictions apply. For more, canestrikeout.com. That is also 7 walks allowed by Tiger pitching tonight. And I went through it, Andy. I counted another half dozen batters that got to a 3-ball, 2-strike count. So at least the Rays are doing a lot to make the Tigers bullpen have to work awfully hard to get 27 outs tonight. They're going to get another arm up in their bullpen. They might use everyone in the pen tonight.
And when you're having the worst record in the league, you'll do anything to get a win. Losing 21 of their last 25 games. Think of this, they've also lost 13 of the last 15. I mean, it's been weeks and weeks of coming out on the wrong end. Will Vest is the right-hander warming for the Tigers. And here's Cedric Mullins. And now that you've had the walks, now you need the blast to make it a game again. Mullins did walk last time up. He did strike out swinging twice earlier. And the first pitch to Mullins, swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Fastball at 96 out of the hand of Bo Brisky, who has thrown more balls than strikes so far. Caminero at second base, Mesa at first. The next one to Mullins. Bounced in, shoots off to the right, the runners hold. Probably a smart move, although to be honest, I thought when it started to roll away, I thought Caminero may want to give it a shot, but then, boy, Dingler really pounced on it, and he has an excellent throwing arm. And down 5 runs, if you're not totally sure, there's really no reason to push it. And Mesa did a good job watching what Caminero did ahead of him. 1 ball, 1 strike to the left-handed batting Mullins, who takes outside 2-1. Mullins had one of those bases-loaded walks yesterday that we were chatting about. Rays down 5 runs in the 8th. Need one of their patented late comebacks. 2 balls and a strike to Mullins. And a pitch way inside 3-1. In fact, the Rays have more walks than hits tonight. They have 6 hits in the game. They've walked more. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nick Fortes, the on-deck batter. Watching the runners take their leads. Here it comes. Swung on and fouled back. Pitch down and in that Mullins put back onto the screen. And we've got another full count, 3-2. It's 3 of them in the inning after a 3-1 count turned into a walk to Caminero. So 3 ball counts to everybody in the inning from Bo Brisky. Full count. Runners lead with 1 away. The right-hander throws to Mullins. Swinging a foul onto the screen. Up top at the high part of the zone. And would have been a ball. Would have been out of the zone. Full count 3-2. You know, we see the box and it makes it look a lot easier. There's no hovering box there in real life over the plate. Brisky's fired it in mid-90s. Shortstop McGonigal playing behind the bag at second. The 3-2 pitch is outside ball 4, and Brisky has loaded the bases all on walks, which will find him the exit to the game. Here comes A.J. Hinch. And who can blame Hinch? I mean, the Tiger pitchers have walked 8 Rays today. They're inviting the Rays. They're sending an invitation across the field for the Rays to come back into it. Will Vest throws his last warm-up, punches his mid and comes in from the bullpen. It's Detroit 10, Rays 5, bases loaded, 1 out in the home 8th. We will return on this Weeble call to the bullpen on the Rays radio.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Service Titan is the only fully integrated AI that automates your entire workflow. Born in the trades, built for commercial contractors ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
I'd finally have time to...
Will Vest, the latest Weeble call to the bullpen for Detroit. Bases loaded for the Rays, 1 out in the 8th inning, down 10-5.
Nick Fortes is the batter with 3 on and 1 out. And the first pitch fouled off the mask of his catching brethren Dylan Dingler, and it's 0-1. The runners aboard are Caminero at third, Mesa Jr. at second, and Mullins at first. A 5-run Tiger lead, but Tigers doing everything they can to allow the Rays to breathe life into it. No balls and a strike to count to Fortes. Vest throws, and he's down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, I look at these Tiger pitchers that have had good careers, and it's like they're in the bullpen. They've all struggled at the same time. Will Vest is a really good reliever. He's the highest leverage guy in postseason. Fortes swings and grounds one inside third, off the glove of Keith, down the left field line. Caminero scores, heading to third and sliding in safely Mullins, and into second Fortes with a double. It's 10-7 Detroit. I mean, I know the Tigers are winning this game. You'd have to say they're still favored, but they got to feel like this is the way it's felt in May.
Well, Andy, unless Ben Williamson hits into an odd double play, Yandy Diaz will come up this inning as the tying run.
Goes into the books as a 2-run double for Nick Fortes. A single might make it a 1-run game, possibly, with second and third one out. Here's Williamson, and then Yandy Diaz next. The first pitch to him. Taken. Strike on the outside, 0-1. No balls and a strike to count to Williamson. And the next one is called strike 2, and it's 0-2. Will Vest has done something that no other Tigers pitcher done this inning, get out in front of a hitter. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Williamson grounded to short to leave her runner in scoring position in the 6th as a pinch hitter. And the 0-2 pitch low and away. It is 1-2.
Television just showed a great graphic. The Tigers have 21 blown leads this year, most in Major League Baseball.
It's hard to blow one when your team is scoring 10 runs as the Tigers have. Now the 1-2 to Williamson, outside 2-2. But we're seeing tonight, even though they're winning, how they've been losing. It's 2-2 to Williamson. He just got a tight shot of A.J. Hinch, who looks like he's seen this before. The 2-2 to Williamson. Low, and it's 3-2.
Looked like he saw a ghost.
Full count, 3-2 to Williamson. With first base open, Yandy Diaz at the top of the order on deck. With 1 out, the payoff pitch. Swinging a chopper that went foul back at the plate. We'll do it once more at 3-2.
So this is what, 6 straight batters and everybody's had a 3-ball count?
That's unreal. Cam Boozer joined by Brian Baker now in the Rays bullpen. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Will Vest from the middle of the rubber. The right-hander throws. Grounded right side off the glove of Torkelson into right for a hit. Scoring is Mullins. Here comes Fortes in the throw. He scores standing up. It's a 1-run game. 10-9 Detroit. A 2-run single for Ben Williamson. The tying run is on. The go-ahead run is coming to the plate. And here's Yandy Diaz. Two balls, the last 2 batters that have hit the gloves of the corner infielders. Neither one corralled. Here's Yandy Diaz. This place is going nuts. And the first pitch down the middle for a strike. It's 0-1. 4 runs in the 8th. It's a 1-run Tiger lead. And the Rays at the top of the order up. Going 0-1 to Yandy. The pitch. Fouled away to the right side. It's 0-2. Yandy has 3 hits tonight. And he is the league's leading hitter at .319. 0-2 the count to Yandy Diaz. Williamson a short lead at first with 1 out. The pitch to Yandy. Outside and low, 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. To the man that's been, well, I mean, you can't even say he's been the best hitter because Aranda on deck has been in that neighborhood also. Especially in May. The 1-2. Fly ball deep but foul down the right field line. Yandy took 97 and destroyed it, but late just a bit. But that's his MO. He lets the ball get deep and can punch it to the opposite field. He's got 3 homers on the homestand. 1-2 the count. Williamson with a short lead away at first. Yandy lines one up the middle. There is second baseman Lee, who drops the baseball. Throw to first, not in time. The Tigers are imploding. It's 2 men aboard. That should have been the end of the inning. And it's 2 on with 1 out for Jonathan Aranda. It's like the Detroit Tigers have forgotten how to play baseball.
Well, they say baseball's a game of redemption. Jonathan Aranda's had a tough night, and thanks to that error, he's going to get a chance to give the Rays a lead.
That was a double play that Lee dreams about. A ground ball right to him. It did not take a trick hop at all, but he dropped it as he stepped on second base, never had the ball. It rolled to the shortstop McGonigal, who threw the first 2 late, and it's 2 on and 1 out, and Aranda coming up, and Chris Fetter, the pitching coach, back to the mound.
Oil lights never come on at a good time. You got enough to juggle, so let the Take 5 oil change group handle it. Drive in, stay in your car, roll out in 10 minutes. Take 5 is a special offer for our Tampa Bay area fans. Wear your Rays gear Tuesdays. That's tomorrow. Get 25% off your oil change.
How is this the same Detroit Tiger team that's really been one of the best of the last 2 years in baseball? And, I mean, their fans have to be wondering what is going on with this group. It was a pretty acrobatic play by McGonigal to pick up the loose ball and throw to first. Credit to Yandy Diaz for hustling it out. The Rays are a single away from tying it. Aranda is having a very rough night. 3 strikeouts and a double play. He takes down the middle, called strike 0-1. Man, you talk about a guy, the look on Aranda's face after the strikeout his last time up, it was like, just get me up there one more time. He's gotten his wish. 0-1 to Aranda. The pitch, very high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ten to 9, Detroit. Williamson at second, Yandy Diaz at first. The infield plays Aranda to pull. The outfield deep and straight away. The next one, fouled straight back. Rolling into the on-deck area, and it is 1-2. The league's RBI leader at the plate, needing a base hit to add to the total and make this place come apart. The left-handed batting, Aranda standing and waiting against the right-handed reliever, Will Vest. And on 1-2, it's low, 2-2. How hard the Tigers are having to work to get wins. Only 4 of them in the last month. A little less than a month. 2-2 to Aranda. Another one. Little spinner out in front of the plate. Coming down to get it is Will Vest. Throws to first in time. Nicely done by Will Vest. And Aranda is 0 for 5. He does advance the runners, though. Williamson, the tying run to third. Yandy Diaz, the go-ahead run to second. And up comes Richie Palacios.
Going to take the lead with a base hit now.
They would certainly tie it. But can Palacios get one through the infield? Richie has walked twice, scored twice, into a double play and fly to right. And the first one to him swung on and fouled back at the plate. It's 0-1. No balls and a strike. I think Dingler was just saying, if I caught that, is that a pop-up catch? No. It just went back and he caught it out of the air on a foul tip. No balls and a strike to Palacios. Runners lead at second and third. The pitch down the hill. Taken low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the Tigers are challenging.
Previous pitch is a ball. The catcher has challenged.
Dylan Dingler requesting the challenge. And it's a ball.
Pitch is a ball. Detroit has 1 challenge remaining.
Each team now with 1 ABS challenge remaining. 96-mile-an-hour heater that Palacios wisely took low and away. 10-9 Tigers. Second and third, 2 out in the 8th. Palacios waits the pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Well, to be a late-inning reliever in postseason, Will Vest, who's had some success in October, you got to be a battler, and he is doing that here in the 8th. He's gotten the Tigers a strike away from holding on to their lead. And the 1-2 now to Palacios. Line drive down the left field line, just foul. Oh. Palacios took one away, up and away, would have been a ball, flicked his wrist, and just a tad late. Even he's jumping around the plate going, ooh. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 25th pitch of the inning in relief for Vest. Here it comes, taken down low, and it's 2-2. An even count to Palacios. Every at-bat is a fight this inning. The first three of the 4 guys that came up walked, and they've all scored. Now on 2-2 to Palacios. Left-hand batter waiting. Here it comes. High drive, straightaway center field, but not in this park. Perez back a couple of steps, calls for it, and he catches it. And the Tigers maintain the lead, but they give 4 of them back. Tigers take a 1-run lead to the 9th. 10-9 Detroit on the Rays.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
From first call to final invoice, Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that automates your entire workflow. Built for visionaries, ready to stop operating and start automating their success. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
First, I take a sabbatical, then do.
This copyrighted broadcast, presented by authority of the Rays, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Rays. We've got another Weeble call to the bullpen, and it's Garrett Clevenger on for the ninth inning for the Rays, down by a score now of 10-9. So we'll see if Clevenger can keep this at a one-run game.
One-run lead for Detroit. And every time the Rays have scored today, the Tigers have had an answer, and they just haven't been able to be stopped, which is why they had the lead. I mean, think of all those moments where they've pushed a run across. They have all mattered tonight. Clevenger throws to Torkelson, very high and outside, ball one. One ball, no strikes. Torkelson, Keith, and Perez due up for the Tigers. Caminero will lead off the bottom of the ninth for the Rays. And the pitch low and inside. It is 2 balls and no strikes. Tell you what, too, even if the Rays come back to tie, Tigers are not set up to go deep into extras tonight. They have gone through just about their whole bullpen. 2-0 to count. Clevenger pitches to Torkelson. Strike on the outside, 2-1. But look, the Tigers still haven't relinquished the lead. They've had it since the first inning. Well, the Rays have gotten close, but they're one hit short. 2 balls and a strike. Lefty Clevenger pitches, lifted in the air into shallow right field, with Mesa lined up and ready, moving to his right. He catches it one-handed, 1 out in the ninth inning. So Clevenger got away with falling behind in the count and got himself a first pitch out, and the Tigers will go on to their bench.
Yeah, it looks like Jahmai Jones is going to pinch hit here.
He will bat for Colt Keith, the third baseman. So Jahmai Jones off the bench. And there's the announcement. Jones hits for Keith, who went 0 for 4. He did get on a fielder's choice and steal a bag. So you got the visit to the mound here by Kyle Snyder, with Jones, a right-handed batter, pinch hitting. Tigers have 2 men left on their bench. The Rays have none. They've had to go through their whole bench today, with Chandler Simpson getting a busted face on the helmet that hit him, and he dove into second base. Taylor Walls leaving for precautionary reasons on a tight hamstring. Here's the first one to the pinch hitter Jones from Clevenger. Bounced along third, foul, 0-1. And then the Rays pinch hit Fortes for Fiducia early in the 4th inning. And then they pinch hit Williamson for Dunn. Dunn had come on in the 3rd and was pinch hit for in the 6th. No balls and a strike. And a pitch way inside off the mid of Fortes. The catcher, 1 ball, 1 strike to count. 1-1. With 1 out, bases empty. 10-9 Tigers, top of the 9th inning. Clevenger, a little bend of the knees, straightens up, and comes home. Inside, it's 2-1. And the Rays are challenging.
Previous pitch is a ball. The catcher has challenged.
Nick Fortes asking for it. And Nick was right.
Pitch is a strike. Tampa Bay retains one challenge.
Tampa Bay retains their challenge, says Dan Bellino. Close pitch, top of the zone, right at the corner. 1-2 the count to the pinch hitter Jones. Clevenger, that wild-looking windup, and delivers. Check swing. They asked for an appeal at first. It's denied by Mark Ripperger at first base. 2-2 the count. And they show it to us in replay, and he got it right. He did not go on the swing. 2-2. The next one. Check swing again. And it's called strike three anyway. Fortes asked for a challenge on a check swing, or is Jones challenging?
Previous pitch is a strike, and now the batter has challenged.
Okay, and now the batter is challenged. And the batter was right.
Pitch is the ball. Detroit retains one challenge.
So it's full 3-2. They show it to us, and yeah, it dipped just a little bit low. It's interesting. Fortes was pointing for a check swing request at first, but it was a ball. The 3-2 delivery. And boy, did that challenge work because it's ball 4 low. Credit to Jahmai Jones earning the walk against Garrett Clevenger. So the Tigers get an insurance runner aboard. The Tigers have gone down in order one time today. That was in the 4th inning. The Rays went down in order in the 2nd and 3rd, and not since. A lot of base runners today. Here's Winsell Perez batting right-handed. Nope, throw to first. Chasing Jones back. Jahmai Jones is 0 for 2 in steal attempts, but Clevenger doesn't tend to hold runners that close, even being a left-hander. So we'll see if he wants to run. Wouldn't be shocked at all. He's got a healthy lead at first. Clevenger holds and pitches. Strike on the inside, 0-1. Sure looks to me like Jahmai Jones wants to run at first. He counts off his lead. 1, 2, 3. 3 full side steps and leading towards second. It's not running. Perez swings and misses. Strike 2, and it's now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Perez 0 for 4 left-handed with 2 swinging strikeouts, a pop to third and a fly to left. Tigers lead by a run in the 9th inning. Clevenger steps and throws to first almost wildly. In fact, Aranda reached over a ducking runner Jones, and also ducking was Mark Ripperger, the first base umpire. I think he thought that thing was about to get away. On 0-2, we'll see if he's going to go, if the Rays like pitch out a little bit here. 0-2. Jones does not run, and the pitch is high and away. It was not a pitch out. You don't see a whole lot of true pitch outs anymore. Rays did one earlier on the homestand. That one was as close to one, though, without it actually being a true pitch out. Jones with the lead at first once more. He's leaning, not running, and the pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. Perez strikes out for the 3rd time.
That is 8 strikeouts for the Rays. 2 more, you get a free Busch Gardens ticket. Restrictions apply. For more, canestrikeout.com.
Slider that went down and in, and Perez angrily showing his frustration, gripping both ends of his bat after he swung and missed. 2 outs for the man at first. And here is how you lead. And a step and throw to first, and stepping back to the base. Standing up is Jahmai Jones. 0-1. Or no, I shouldn't say 0-1. It's no count with 2 out and a 1-run lead for the Tigers. Clevenger to the bell tie set. Look towards first. A stutter step by Jones. He holds the pitch very high. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Second baseman Palacio shaded towards the middle here with the outfield very deep. And around a bit to the opposite side. That's where Lee hit the home run earlier to straightaway right field. Clevenger pitches. Low and inside, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes to how you lead. The Taiwanese second baseman who got away with a key error in the bottom of the 8th inning. You know he was He was sweating it out when the Rays got runners at second and third. He swings and misses to the fastball, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike to the right-hand batting lead. Clevenger dangles the right arm. Now bend to the knees, straightens up, shrugs the shoulders, looks towards first, and pitches outside, 3-1. McKinstry, a left-hand batter's on deck. 3 balls, 1 strike. Clevenger, third base side of the rubber, stands in a closed stance and pitches. Strike at the top of the zone. It's 3-2. Hey, what, this inning, there are times when Clevenger feels like his slider is his better pitch to throw a strike. This inning, it's been his fastball. He's gotten swing and miss to the slider, but he's more in the zone with the heater. Jones now will be running on 3-2. Swung on and fouled back, and he gave him the heater at 97. And Lee deflected it away. Full count, 3-2. 10 runs, 14 hits for Detroit. 9 runs, 8 hits for the trailing Rays. And another payoff pitch from Clevenger to Lee. High pop-up, right side of the infield. Aranda's got to play in foul territory, waiting, and he's got it. The side retired. Clevenger throws a scoreless inning, and now it's up to the Rays to try to pull off what would be a remarkable comeback if they can do it. But they still trail. We go to the bottom of the ninth. It's 10-9 Tigers on the Rays.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
From first call to final invoice, Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that automates your entire workflow. Built for visionaries, ready to stop operating and start automating their success. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
Jahmai Jones pinch hit last half inning, but into the game at shortstop is Zach Short, and Kevin McGonigal will move from shortstop to third base. Junior Caminero leading off the ninth against Will Vest, who hasn't saved a game this year and is asked to get 5 outs for the first time this year, and he has just a 1-run lead at 10-9. Rays up in the bottom of the ninth.
Okay, here are the Rays. Now down only 1 as we go to the bottom of the ninth. And the first pitch is a called strike to Junior Caminero from Will Vest, and it's 0-1. No balls and a strike here to Caminero. And the pitch low. No, pardon me, it's a strike, and Junior's going to challenge. The slider that went low and away.
Previous pitch is a strike. The batter has challenged.
And they're showing it to us. It is a strike. So it's nothing in 2.
Tampa Bay has no challenges remaining.
So the Rays are out of challenges. Nothing in 2 to Caminero. Of course, the tying run standing in. And he's already homered tonight. The Rays leading 14 times this season. Valade, who's homered tonight, is on deck. And then Mesa Jr. And now the 0-2 pitch. Swing, ground ball sharply hit, but right to second. To his left, How You Lee throws to first, and there's 1 out. And if you're the Tigers, you can breathe out a little bit in getting Caminero. Junior hit it at 109. And there's one out here in the bottom of the ninth inning. And up comes Ryan Valade, who had a 3-run homer earlier on tonight, which made it from 8-2 to 8-5. And the first pitch to Valade bounced in outside, ball one. Tigers may be asking Will Vest to do some things that he isn't used to yet this season, for sure. In a year where he's got about a 7.5 ERA, but desperate times in Motown. That's a team that might sell their soul for a win tonight. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch there is a strike over the outside. It's 1-1. I think Vest, though, is one of those guys that can, as the saying goes, dig down deep a little bit. Having seen what he's done in some very high-pressure October games. Now the 1-1, slice foul down the right field line. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball and 2 strikes to Valade. The inning began with me spilling a full cup of refilled water all over the table. The pitch to Valade, taken low and outside. It's 2-2.
Well, the game was underwater earlier, and now you were underwater.
2-2 the count to Valade. They always get on me for taking all those napkins, and they're using up my supply. 2-2 to Valade. With 1 out, base is empty. And Will Vest sets and pitches. Outside, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the Tigers, who have won, I mean, the Rays are what? The Rays have 8 hits. They've also walked 8 times. Is that the current total? The payoff, fouled straight back beneath us, and it's still full to 3-2. Any way to get on base, I think, and really to cause some pressure to the Tigers. That ball was caught by Rays team president Eric Neander, who just flipped it to a young lad. The 3-2 pitch to Valade is on its way. Swing and a foul tip caught by Dingler, strike 3. And for all that the Tigers have done to give it back tonight, they are only an out away from being undefeated in the month of June. And it is up to Victor Mesa Jr. Last chance for the Rays on this crazy Monday. And the first pitch to Mesa is taken down the middle for a strike. It is 0-1. So for all the work the Rays have done, and they were right at the precipice of coming back in this thing, they are down to their last shot. On 0-1. Taken low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Will Vest, who came home with 1 out in the 8th inning. 38 pitches in relief as the Tigers on the brink. And the 1-1 pitch rolled foul by first, and now the Rays are down to their last strike. It is 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes to Victor Mesa Jr. Infield plays Mesa to pull the baseballs, a left-handed batter. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the comeback comes that short. Tigers snap. Well, at least they hope they snap. A loss of 21 of the last 25 games. With a win tonight here at Tropicana Field, they stave off the Rays, even though they helped the Rays come all the way back, or at least close to it. The final, Tigers 10, Rays 9. This game was not short on entertainment value for sure, but in the end, it is a frustrating loss for the Rays on a night where Griffin Jacks gives up 6 runs in 4 innings, and the Tigers even hit back-to-back-to-back home runs against him. The bullpen